Jai Guruji, Jai Ma Kali. So, in continuation to our discussion on the trauma healing and the journey to self-love and improvement, um, in the first two videos we discussed what trauma is, how does it happen, and why does it happen. The crux is that you were attached to a situation, and uh, again, I mean, the situation could be anything, depending upon your level of involvement or depending upon your level of um, investment. And when I say investment, then investment of your emotions. Okay, if you were deeply invested with your emotions, with respect to a specific situation in your life, that could be professional, that could be personal, could be a relationship, could be an event that may have happened. In all these cases, if you were deeply connected and invested uh, with your emotions, and then you were hurt, you were cheated on, you were deceived, and all the evil things which you could think or which we could think of happened to you, then you experienced a trauma or you went through a traumatic experience. If it shattered your confidence, if it shattered your existence, if it um, made you feel, or if it made you question your existence on this planet, on this earth, if it made you feel that your dreams were shattered and that there is no point in doing anything now, uh, because no matter what you do, it's not going to give you that level of happiness or fulfillment, or a sense of um, completeness. Without that situation, uh, is actually the traumatic experience. Um, it keeps on coming up every now and then, and it keeps on shaking your core. It keeps on shaking your beliefs. It keeps on shaking your confidence, and it keeps on making you unhealthy and sick day after day. This is what trauma looks like. This is what I'm telling you from my own experience. Okay. uh, Physically, this is very painful, as all the traumatic experiences are. um, and every time you remember those situations, or every time you remember that event, it is going to cause you the same level of pain, the same level of agony, um, that you experienced in reality when the actual event happened. So even if, let's say, the traumatic experience happened a few years ago, but if you are talking to somebody, if you are sharing those experiences, and then if you are remembering that instance, you are going to feel the same level of pain as if the event is happening right now. That's how that's how this works, and that's how worst these traumatic experiences are. All right, so enough of that. We know now why does it happen and how does it happen. Okay, now, because we are um, going through this journey of healing, recovery, transformation, union with the divine, and then finding your soul, uh, gathering the scattered pieces of your soul, making it whole, and then uh, uniting with the divine. This is our goal. This is what we are doing here, and this is how we are progressing towards those stages. So, based on research and based on my own experience, primarily there are three stages. The first one is going to be the safety and security. So your safety and security is going to be the number one priority, because we have gone through those experiences, and now we we question our existence, which means that we may be prone to certain situations which may be harmful to us, is what I'm trying to say, and I hope you understand that. Just being wary of using the words, um, but we are prone to those situations now because we have questioned our existence, and then once you question somebody's existence, then you literally do not want those things to exist. So that's why your safety and security becomes the number one priority. Okay, the second stage is going to be the remembrance and acceptance of the trauma, or in other words, I would say processing that traumatic experience, processing those feelings, those emotions, and then taking it forward from there. The final stage is going to be the um, reconnecting with life. Reconnecting with life means, um, once we have ensured our safety and security, and once we started processing the traumatic experience, the finally we are going to reconnect with life, or finally we are going to find that recovery, find that self-love. Then again we are going to um, find the vibrant happiness, the vibrant colors of life. We are again going to reconnect and make sure that our existence matters as much as anybody else around us. Okay, these three primary stages. But we are at the very first stage now because we are discussing the traumatic experience. So we will talk about the safety and security. So in next couple of minutes, let's talk about that. And how are we going to ensure that step number one happens, which is ensuring your safety and stability, or ensuring the safety and stability of anybody that you know of. And if you are being that light, if you are being that lantern for them, or if you are being the the only hope, the only ray of light for them, okay, if you are the support function for them at this stage, then you are going to make sure that you ensure or provide that safety and security to them. And how are we going to do that? um, many techniques, but I would only talk about um, what worked for me, and I often discuss this in many videos, and I want you to realize and accept the importance of that why grounding is the best thing that you could do for yourself, or you could do for anybody else around you, whether they have gone through any traumatic experience or not. If they have, then this should be the number one priority. They should be grounding themselves up. Why? Because the moment that event happened and that trauma happened, um, their life and their existence is completely destabilized. Okay, they do not have a ground underneath their feet. It's as simple as that. And which is why we are trying to ensure that we put that carpet, or we put that ground underneath their feet first. That is the only thing that is going to give them safety and security, because once they feel that um, um, that solid ground underneath, or that firm belief that they are fully supported. Okay, see, once you are standing on your ground, which is why we say, right, that stand your ground, which means have that spine, have that courage. Once you find that ground underneath your feet, is the moment when you would have that a sigh of relief. Okay, that now you are stable, it's not shaking, and now you can actually focus on something else. Till the time the structure is destabilized, you would only be focusing on how can I find my ground, how can I find that stability before I look at anything else, before I look at any other areas of my life. So that's the number one priority. And number one activity which we are going to do, we are going to ground ourselves. For grounding, the first thing that's going to happen is bare feet walk. Okay, find a ground, find earth around you. Okay, find uh, any field, open field, or any playground where you see if there is grass, it's better. If there is no grass, still find that ground. Okay, take off your shoes and then start walking on that ground. Do it for 5 to 10 minutes. Try not to think about anything, because I know it's easier said than done, because we are still in that situation, and I know that these feelings will come like current in your body. They will kick in any time, any second, and then the moment they kick in, you will be all over the place and you will start shaking. So I completely respect and understand those. But believe me, there is someone who is sitting before you and talking, who has gone through those feelings. Now he is wanting to make sure that you get over the line. So do this for 5 to 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, maybe morning or evening. And after that walk is over, sit on the ground. Okay, touch that ground with your hands or with your palms. Close your eyes and now feel the ground. Feel that safety and stability. Feel that solid foundation around you and underneath you. Again, do this for a few minutes, 5-10 minutes. During this entire activity, when you are touching the ground, you could continue to inhale and exhale deeply. Okay. After this activity, the next thing that you are going to do is you are going to uh, work on your root chakra or your Muladhara chakra. I've explained in my first video that why Muladhara chakra is associated with the safety, security, stability, or in for a layman, food, shelter, and clothing. Basic requirement. The moment you are landed on this planet, these are the three things that you would require for you to survive: food, shelter, and clothing. Rest of the things, thoughts, pleasures, pain comes later. These three things. And Muladhara is associated with that. So because your Muladhara is shaken now after the incident, uh, it becomes a part of the grounding, because once your base, the first chakra in your body, which is ruling your safety and security, if we stabilize that, then we are making sure that we will build that foundation to work on rest of the chakra or to work on rest of the building once the base is solidified. So for stabilizing your Muladhara chakra, we will continue with Lam chanting. Lam is the Bij mantra or the seed mantra for Muladhara chakra. The chakra is of red color, bright red. When you sit, uh, you close your eyes, naturally tilt your head in the upright position so that the natural focus will come here in your Ajna chakra or third eye chakra. You will sit in this position. Okay. The mudra that you can take is either this chin mudra, okay, the triangle. This is also chin mudra, or you could take the Bhairavi mudra, where the left hand will come over the right hand like this, and you will join your thumbs like this. This will be like this when you will keep it on your lap. And now I will tilt my head upside in the upright position. My focus is on my Ajna chakra or third eye chakra now. And now I'm going to breathe. And when I exhale, I'm going to chant the seed mantra for this chakra. The mantra is Lam. This is how we are going to do it. For next Let's do it 3 times, and then we will wrap this up. Okay, let's do it with me. Lam. 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 You are going to make sure that you complete this in the multiples of 9. 9 is the cycle of completion. Anytime we do anything or any activity in the multiples of 9, we send off that energy to the universe of completion. Okay, so 9 becomes a whole. 9, 18, 27, and then likewise you can go all the way up to 108. And 108, this number, or 1008 number, has another level of spiritual significance in the Vedas and in the Sanatan culture. Okay, you can read more, or as we progress through this journey, I will share more insights on the Sanatan culture, Vedas, Upanishad. We have a million things to discuss, so let's onboard this journey. And you can do this chanting in both these activities, morning and evening. The Lam chanting you can do multiple times a day whenever you have time, or whenever you get that shock, or get that remembrance of the activity and you start shaking. You just sit on the ground in your home, and then whether you are living on 14th floor, does not matter. Sit on the ground, but make sure that you have your asana, or something to sit on. Okay, it could be a cloth, it could be a cotton cloth, or a little cushion. Make sure that you sit on that, and you start chanting the Lam mantra. Make sure that you have these mudras that I told you, chin mudra like this, or like this, or Bhairavi mudra like this, and on your lap. Okay, um, and finally you could start the breath work. Very important and very significant. If you start doing these 3 exercises, I can tell you, you will be 40% in your healing journey. You would be there at the 40% mark. It's that powerful, these 3 techniques. Okay, breath work, simply you have to inhale, but before you exhale, now you have to hold or pause your breath. Okay, you have to hold or pause your breath, and you have to do the inner gazing, where you would be rotating that breath inside all the organs or inside your body, wherever you feel that sensation or that pain. I used to feel that in my stomach. I have explained this to you. I used to feel this in my heart. That's where you are going to take your focus, and you are going to visualize that the breath is actually, or this breath is, or this prana is healing that area, or that organ of your body. How you are going to do this? Again, inhalations. Now hold or pause. You can maybe count to 1 to 10, or as long as you could. And now I am just doing that gazing. I'm taking my breath everywhere, taking it here in my brains, my forehead. Internally, I'm going here in my throat, epiglottis, my esophagus or food canal, my stomach, organs. Let's take it to your lungs. Let's take it to your heart. Let's take it to your back, to your spine. Let's take it to your kidneys. Let's bring it again to your stomach. Take it to your intestine. Take it to your pancreas. Let's take it to your liver. Let's take it to your bladder now. If you are a woman, let's take it to your uterus. Let's take it to your ovaries. We're healing by taking our breath to each of these places and organs. We are healing those. You could stay at some area or at some organ wherever you are feeling the most pain or um, most sensations. You could pause it there. And now I'm just telling you, you don't have to do this in single breath. I know you will have to take multiple breaths to take your breath every time you can capture a different area. Okay, or if you have a same spot of pain, the way I was, you could gaze that area and take your breath in at that specific area to make sure that you first heal that part and then you cover or capture rest of the body parts. And then we will also have to take it downwards. You can take it to your legs, to the back muscles, to your pelvis muscles, to your knees, and to your legs, to your heels, and likewise, you will again bring it back all the way to the top. So I gave you 3 exercises today. The first one is the bare feet walk on the ground. The second one is the Lam chanting or the Muladhara chakra chanting. And finally, the breath work, where you inhale, pause, gaze, and take your breath inside your body. Exhale, and then you repeat that again. You can do it in sets of 9, 18, 27, or all the way up to 108, depending upon the severity, depending upon the time. Okay, I didn't have anybody at that stage. And why I tell you this in every video is that I want you to feel that sense of safety and security that you have got my back. Okay, you have me here. So you could send me a message and then we can have a conversation. Besides this, I have now, because I'm into occult, so I have I've learned many other things, many other modalities, other mantras that I use for quick recovery and healing also. I've healed many clients with this, and the results are remarkable. Um, but my only intention is to make sure that nobody gets this traumatic experience ever, be it through any form. And if you do, then I will make sure that you come out of that with flying colors. That's my promise to you. Okay. All right. With that said, we will conclude this. We already passed 23 minutes. I don't want to keep long videos because mostly people ignore those, and I don't want anybody to ignore these, because for somebody this could be the only source of breath or life uh, for for them. This could be the only support that they have. So it's very important that you do watch, and if you have somebody around you, then do share it with them. Okay, slowly we will build upon this community. We'll take it to all over the world or wherever we need that to be. But with that note, today is the 31st May, and we have the Mahasamadhi day for our Guruji. The picture is in the back. Guruji, who is considered to be an avatar of Shiva, Mahadev, who is my Ishtadev as well, who is the Adi Yogi, or the destroyer of the world, of all the universes. And I posted a 1 minute message on what he really wants us to what he wants to communicate, and he wanted to communicate that Let's get away from all the differences, all the belief systems that we have with respect to certain things or aspects in our life, or with a feeling that my thing or my thought process is better than you or somebody else. He wants us to get rid of that. He wants us to adopt the oneness or non-duality, and he wants us to become whole, not only in terms of our soul or consciousness, but in terms of everybody coming together, helping each other, and making this planet uh, a better place for all of us to live, for all beings, for plants, animals, ocean life, wherever you see that. Let's become one. That's what the message that he wanted to deliver. Um, all right, with that, take care, heal quicker, and got your back. Jai Guruji, Jai Ma Kali.